Dead Sea Scroll fragments thought to be blank turn out to have a hidden text inscribed. Fragments of the Dead Sea Scrolls, long believed to be entirely blank, have now been shown to contain hidden text that has not been read for several decades, if not much, much longer. The Dead Sea Scrolls, a set of ancient records, religious manuscripts dating back to the 3rd century BC, were discovered in the caves of the West Bank in the 1940s. While hundreds of fragments of these mysterious old texts have been uncovered, there's still much we don't know about their shrouded origins. A tiny piece of the puzzle just became clearer thanks to a chance discovery in the UK. Scientists have realized that a set of blank fragments housed for over 20 years at the University of Manchester are not unmarked after all, and actually contain ancient inscriptions hidden to the eye, but viewable with the aid of multispectral imaging. The fragments in question were given to leather and parchment expert Ronald Reed of the University of Leeds in the 1950s, donated by the Jordanian government. The collection, which were all thought to be blank, were given for the purpose of scientific testing of the material by Reed, and since there did not seem to be any text on the scroll pieces, they were deemed of little value to the scholars. And decades later, in 1997, Reed's collection was passed along to the University of Manchester. It was only much more recently that historian and archaeologist Joan Taylor from King's College London realized upon inspecting the fragments that there might be more to them than their empty-looking parchment suggests. She said, looking at one of the fragments with a magnifying glass, I thought I saw a small faded letter, a lamed, Hebrew letter L, says Taylor. And frankly, since all these fragments are supposed to be blank and had even been cut into for leather studies, I also thought it might be imagining things, but then it seemed maybe other fragments could have very faded letters as well. To find out the truth, Taylor and her team imaged 51 fragments in the Reed collection, identifying 6 that warranted further inspections, and of these, 4 were later found to contain readable Hebrew Aramaic text written in carbon-based ink, in addition to other marks such as fragmentary characters and ruled lines. While the research is ongoing, with the full findings due to be published in an upcoming report, the researchers have revealed that the most substantial fragments show 4 lines of partially preserved text, each featuring 15 to 16 letters. And in this section, the word Shabbat or Sabbath can be read, and the researchers think the text could be related to the biblical book of Ezekiel, chapter 46, 1-3. Taylor said, with new techniques for revealing ancient texts now available, I felt we had to know if these letters could be exposed. There are only a few on each fragment, but they are like missing pieces of a jigsaw puzzle you find under a sofa. The discovery of the scattered handful of ancient characters on a piece of parchment might seem minor, but in the context of the Dead Sea Scrolls, no discovery is considered trivial. Such is a fervor of scholarly interest in these old texts that individual fragments can be worth millions, creating a minefield of sorts in the field of biblical archaeology, with there now being a known problem of Dead Sea Scroll forgeries. That's not the case here, though, with the Reed collection sourced through the official excavations in the Qumran caves that originally unearthed the Dead Sea Scrolls. The findings also mean that the fragments studied here are the only authenticated textual fragments of the Dead Sea Scrolls held by any institution in the UK. And there's a link here, you can find more information on this research project. This is amazing. This is by Science Alert, Peter Doctoral, concerning University of Manchester find. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.